IPMNation.com.
This is Beezly B Musical, and you're listening to Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation. We're here at the studio at 50 Canal Street in downtown Laconia, where we do the show every week. TheStudioNH.com is a website if you want to check it out online. It's a funky little gift shop and art gallery, and very grateful to Melissa for having us here every week. And, of course, we're also sponsored by Central NH Events. If you need a DJ for your event, you can go to centralnhevents.com. Tim Martin does a great job. And, of course, if you need some recording done, Mr. Matt Marcil at Tweak Sound and Mastering right in Concord, New Hampshire, also does a great job and is a big part of what makes this show possible. And also, too, our newest sponsor, Sonic Wallpaper, Ryan LeMay, and the good folks that he's working with, providing music lessons for folks, mostly kids who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford it. So they're doing a lot for the community, and that's a very great and positive thing. And our guest this week, returning after, I don't know how many years it's been a few. We have Beezly B Musical, or Beezly B. Brian Gavastis is his given name. Did I say your last name correctly?
Correct, yes.
All right, awesome. So welcome back, sir. It's been a long time.
It's good to be back.
Hasn't been a long time since I've seen you because, and we should mention, you do, in addition to original music, you also do weddings.
Yes,
and,
I do a lot of acoustic one-man band shows, and I have a loop and pedal, so that gives me the ability to play lead to my own rhythm.
Yeah.
And I do all requests, so people hear what they want.
Yeah, I was the best man at Dan Randlett, who is a longtime member of the IPM Nation family. I was the best man at his wedding, and you were there and did a great job. So,
thanks.
But we're going to obviously focus on your originals tonight because you are, I guess we'd put you in that singer-songwriter category if we have to put you in a category. And you did bring some tunes. Why don't we play something? What do you want to play to open the show?
There's a nice mellow song I wrote called Friends Like Mine, and it seems to be well received everywhere I play it, and it actually is one of my only originals that got me a gig before, so let's start with that.
All right, cool. So this is Friends Like Mine from Beezly B Musical here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Seasons come and pass away, just like the fun we had yesterday. But everything's so fine, friends like mine. Yeah, everything's so fine, friends like mine. Stay up late, sometimes till dawn, at least till all the beers are gone. But everything's so fine with friends like mine. Yeah, everything's so fine with friends like mine. Don't know where the times go from here. I hope that we don't grow in fear. But everything's so fine with friends like mine. gonna find friends like mine. Yeah, everything's alright with friends like mine.
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet and IPM Nation. And we're here tonight with Brian Gavastis, also known as Beezly B, or Beezly B Musical. And by the way, we do archive, we were talking about this off air before the show, we do archive all the episodes of Local Outbreak at IPMNation.com/Local Outbreak. So if you want to go back and hear Brian's previous appearance on the show, you can do that. You can hear actually every episode of Local Outbreak is available on IPMNation.com. And so tell us the story behind that song. So you said that one song got you a gig once?
Yes. I actually ended up playing a party for the entire Hudson Police Department in Litchfield, New Hampshire.
Oh, wow.
And it was quite interesting. I showed up there, and there was a guy in a kilt playing the bagpipes on the lawn, and those cops really know how to have fun.
Yeah. So, in terms of, well, we were talking before the show. You've been playing a lot. You said you've just had your busiest summer of your career. Is that correct?
Yes, I think I was probably up around 40 shows just this summer.
Wow, that's great.
Like that.
That's excellent.
A couple times a week, and sometimes back to back. I've actually played 3 shows in a weekend and done over 12 hours of singing and something like 72 hours. So.
Wow. Is it always just you? Do you ever play with a band, or are you always solo?
I have been in many bands, and I enjoy being... I have done a lot of lead singing, and I like being out front and being more powerful with the full band. But obviously it's a lot easier just to deal with myself. And,
right.
You know, as far as getting people together the same day, every week, it's hard to do that up here. But I do enjoy being in a full band setting as well, but... I was taught, to always give everything you have into every song, and people really respond to that, especially the emotion and the emotion of the hook, I would say, is my strength.
I don't remember if when we had you on the show before, were you in any bands at that point, or were you just doing the solo thing? I mean, I think officially we had you on as a solo artist, but...
I may have been practicing with the band, but I think I was, I've pretty much counted on myself, and I still try out for bands. And
really? Yeah.
And most times they'll let me in, and, it's exciting at first, but then when it comes time for me to have a say, it's, oh, nope, you can't do this.
Oh, no kidding.
But I'm still hopeful and, hoping to head south this winter and find some other talented individuals and start from scratch, because that's the only way you get somewhere is to come up with something new.
So what's your plan as far as that goes? You're gonna go south and then stay there, or just go for the winter, or what are you thinking?
I'm gonna feel it out, and I hear that it's not all country there, and there's a lot of rock there, and I'm a pretty open-minded individual, open to many different genres of music, so I'm just looking to go and play music where it's probably a little more appreciated more of the year. And because, I've lived up here all my life, and in the wintertime, it just, there's just not much places that are having entertainment, and it just takes a chip out of my soul, I swear, every winter. And I just think a person I am would probably do better in a place where it's warmer year-round.
Yeah.
Not that Tennessee's that warm, but that's Music City, so...
Yeah. Well, it's warmer than here, certainly.
But I'm not set on staying there. I might go to Texas and check out the scene there. I'm a wandering spirit, so...
Yeah. Have you moved around before? Because you haven't always lived up here, right?
I've lived up here most of my life.
Oh, okay.
But I have ventured to Florida, and I've been as far west as Ohio. But I always think going somewhere new, it's like a natural high, a new adventure, and a new place to dig my heels into, and a new place to grow and evolve. And I live in Dover, New Hampshire right now, and I've pretty much topped out there as far as connections and my abilities, and I'd like to go somewhere where there's maybe a different culture and different kinds of people, and working on my guitar playing and always trying to work on my leads and evolve that. And, get to a point where, it could pop out a song in a minute or two. So
yeah.
I mean, sometimes that happens already, but I guess my singing has always been my strength, and my playing's catching up. And over the last year, especially with the addition of a looping pedal, has really helped me with my leads. Because when you're your own rhythm player, you can't really complain about that, But
can you explain for listeners who don't know what is a looping pedal?
Well, a looping pedal basically is like, thanks to technology, is like having another band member there all the time, where you can play a rhythm on your guitar and push the pedal once to get it started, and then you push it again to stop it, but then after you push it the second time, it repeats the rhythm you just played. So like a song like Tom Petty's Breakdown, you can do the rhythm, and then once you loop that with the pedal, then you can put the riff to it so that it has that full sound. And basically, because of that pedal is why I call myself a one-man band, because it gives me that ability. But it's also great for practice too, and
I can imagine,
just to have to help you evolve your leads and explore the fretboard, basically.
It's funny, when you were playing at Dan's wedding, and I think I even mentioned this to you that day, that I didn't realize at first that you were using a looping pedal, and then I was like, I don't remember what song it was, but you were playing something, and I was like, wait a minute, he's not playing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that day probably just didn't have many songs that I used that, but I try to use it as much as I can.
Yeah.
But there are some songs that I can do with that I could not do before.
Right.
Obviously there's some very complicated songs out there that a one person usually can't attempt, but when you get a looping pedal, for instance, the song by Tantric, Breakdown, I always wanted to play that song. I love it. And once I got the looping pedal, I kept working on it, and now I have it. And it's just a really cool sounding song, and it wouldn't be possible without a looping pedal, basically.
Yeah.
But it gives me a little bit of a hand up, versus the average Joe that you'd see with a acoustic guitar. And the guy I learned from had one, so that's where I got the light bulb from.
Oh.
And he's actually still playing in Concord, New Hampshire. His name's Randy Arant.
Huh.
And I think he has a website, rockandrandy.net, I believe.
Okay.
And he's the guy that taught me in the beginning. But obviously with any instrument or anything in life, it's up to you what's to become of it. So, but I'm grateful that I ran into him, and a lot of the songs I played, might have started with him, and vice versa. We hung out a lot and shared our music interests, and shared the songs that we like, and we learned a lot from each other. So.
Oh, that's really cool. Did you ever play any shows with him?
No, because I wasn't at the level yet ready to play out when I was still in Concord, but I've been playing out for the last 8 years or so now, well, probably closer to 10. But he did let me play a few times when he was playing out. Obviously, back then, I didn't have my stage presence and nerves under wraps as I do now. But it takes time, and I'm in a much better place now, and I would consider myself a seasoned veteran at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to go as far as I can with music, and who knows? I don't have any kids yet, which is something I would like someday, but for now, I'm still chasing a dream.
Yeah, good for you. No, I think that's great. Was it? Did it take a while to learn to use the looping pedal and be smooth about it?
Yeah, especially the one I have is it's the Ditto. It's probably like your starter pedal. I'm actually ready to get a different pedal at this point, because the one thing about the Ditto is you have to erase it, you push it and hold it to erase the loop. But you can loop up to 30 things on top of each other.
Oh, wow.
So once you get to 30 things on top of each other, I mean, it's going to sound like madness. But
right.
But the only tricky thing about the Ditto is while you're playing, you have to tap it twice really quick to stop it.
Oh, okay.
So it's really tricky. So,
Yeah.
but they have another pedal out there where it's one push to start, one push to stop.
Oh, okay.
So you can imagine while you're singing and playing, and you're gonna go boom boom,
Right.
Because there's been a couple times in the beginning where I didn't get it just right.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
kept looping, but it's a great tool to have, for up and coming musicians and one man bands. I recommend it. It's like a must have, really.
Yeah.
Because it makes you look like there's 3 to 4, sometimes 5 people up there. I mean, there's guys mainstream like Keller Williams that can loop a whole stage of instruments.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah.
And so technology is really taken away some of the woes of being a musician, especially if you're frustrated with playing in a band setting.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, let's play another song. And do you have are these on a CD that you have out, or are these strictly online, or the tunes we're hearing tonight?
There is a couple on my website, www.reverbnation.com/Brian with a Y, Govostes, Govostes. And if you put that in your heading, it'll bring it right up. And I could always use more fans, of course.
Yeah.
And but there's some covers there and a video and some originals that you can check out. I'm on YouTube and Facebook, also under my real full name. Yes, I'm always trying to. I have a lot of originals, but I'm kind of hesitant with them because I don't know the particular way to have them copywritten, and stuff like that. So I'm really not that they're that great, but I'm just very cautious with it because the world today. If you come up with something creative, they'll take it in an instant.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, let's play another track. What do you want to play next?
This is a simple blues song. It's called the Stoner Blues to be short, and there's a lot of them out there. So it's a simple concept of a song, and it's just me singing and playing. And I just like to add too that all these demos are just one take.
Really?
Yep.
Oh wow, cool.
Yep. And there's no computer editing. It's really how
no
I sound.
overdubs.
Yep.
Excellent. Wow. Great. All right. So this is Stoner Blues from Beezly B Music here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Who am I to judge you when I myself had tasted the fire? Well, roll another joint, twist it up, pass it my way. Well, roll another joint, twist it up, pass it my way. 'Cause it's sticky, icky, icky. Ooh, I can't keep away.
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation. I'll just remind everybody, of course, that Local Outbreak can be heard every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, of course, with a 9 p.m. Replay on Saturdays on both 100.1 The Planet if you're in central New Hampshire. And, of course, you can hear it worldwide at IPM Nation 2. On IPMNation.com, one of our 2 live channels on IPM Nation. And, of course, we do archive all the shows at IPMNation.com/Local Outbreak, and the archive usually goes up right after the first airing on Wednesday, so that you can access the show anytime and listen to it at your leisure. And, of course, we're talking tonight with Brian Gavastis, better known as Beezly B, or Beezly B Music. Beezly B Musical. Did I say? Yeah, I said
Yes.
it. Okay. Trying to get it right. It's a lot of bees.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So the music that we're hearing tonight. So you said these were each done in one take.
Yep.
And where did you record these?
I recorded these with a young man. His name was Josh. I can't remember his last name, but he lives in Belmont, and he's a musician himself, and he does a lot of recording for a lot of different people. And he's actually really good at it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a future in it. And, I mean, he did a great job. And I actually played these songs on a on a guitar that I bought for $40.
No kidding.
and he made them sound amazing. You
Yeah.
know, I was very happy with it at the time.
Yeah.
But no, I was impressed. And I wish I could think of his last name. He was a good kid. But, yeah, the next song I probably would want to do is is a song I wrote while living up in Andover, New Hampshire. Probably wasn't the brightest time of my life, but, you know, a lot of musicians think it's easier to write music when you're feeling down, and this is kind of one of those songs. But it's kind of a up and down feeling, you know. It's kind of goes down to up. So
what was going on? Why were you living in Andover? Not that there's anything wrong with
I was
Andover.
young. I mean, I was still 19, I think, and
Yeah.
I was just I grew up in Concord, and my father moved us up there, and but you know, once I was there a little while, I couldn't wait to get out of the house, and
Yeah.
I moved to
It's
Dover.
a little secluded.
Yeah, I'm definitely a people person, and I'm a social butterfly, as some would say, and so I ventured out to the New Hampshire seacoast, to the Dover area, and I actually moved there to work on my comfort level playing in front of people, and just my playing in general, and just to get experience. And I've lived there over the last 6 years, so I really did that. So
Yeah. So that was a good move then. I mean, Dover too. I mean, there's a lot of really good musicians there.
yeah, there is. There's a good little talent pool hidden over there, and
Yeah.
obviously, you know, downtown there's Aircraft, and there's probably, in my opinion, one of the best guitar players in town is Scotty Gillinus, I believe it's pronounced, and you know, he's your typical 80s rocker, black, long hair, and
Yeah.
he's got those hammer-ons down, and he's a real humble guy, so that's why I don't mind throwing a shout-out to him. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's a competitive world, music. It's,
Yeah.
you know, the way I was taught, it's not supposed to be, but in reality, it really is.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
I used to go to tons of open mics, actually, in Dover. When I first moved there, I was single, and for every night of the week, there was an open mic, and I would, you know, after work, go and walk myself there just to use someone's PA, because back then I didn't have my own until I got my own.
Yeah.
And, you know, just to be played in front of people and experiment with certain songs and covers, and it was nothing but good experience. So I definitely recommend it if you're a starving musician looking to go places to get out there and start playing in front of people, because that's, in my opinion, is the only way you're gonna evolve in one way.
Is that, do you think that's, in terms of New Hampshire, do you think that's the best city to be in? I mean, Manchester obviously has a ton of musicians too, but I don't feel like there's necessarily as much of a place for original music as there is in Dover.
Yeah, I really can't speak for. I know that Manchester has a good music scene too, and I've gone through there a few times in my life and known a couple of musicians there and played in a few bands, a couple projects that didn't turn out in the end, but everybody always has the right idea in the beginning. It's just some of us are lucky enough to stick together, and sometimes things pop up. People have responsibilities, so
yeah.
But I really hope that I'm always still hopeful that I could find the right type of people and have the chemistry. And there was a band I played in Dover called Nuts and Bolts for probably a 4-month period, and but in that short amount of time, since I joined their band, they played about a dozen songs, and in that short amount of time, I helped them grow their song list to about 30 or so.
Oh, wow.
And unfortunately, the guitar player passed away this last winter on Christmas Eve, of all days.
Oh, wow.
His name was Forrest McGlintock, actually, and he was a very good friend of mine and a very good guitar player. And we had that kind of special chemistry that he could really push the envelope. And I just sang when I was with them, and sometimes I'd add my acoustic for certain songs like "Low" by Cracker and stuff like that. But I mean, other musicians would compliment us after we played and say, you really got something there. And so, needless to say, it was a pretty hard loss to lose Forrest, and it was to the whole music community there. Yeah. So, but he was definitely anything that guy played, I loved, Yeah. It didn't matter what it was. We would challenge each other, like the last thing we actually played together was Lit Up by Buck Cherry. It was at an open mic, and it was off the cuff, and not too many musicians up in these parts are brave enough to try that, but we did, and I was happy with it. And but yeah, just throw a little tribute out to my buddy Forrest. He's very much missed from many people. So,
is any of that music online? That you did
I think they're on Reverb Nation too.
Okay.
I believe Nuts and Bolts is still trying to stay together, and they got a different singer now. And but obviously like that chemistry that I had with Forrest is what I look for, and it's hard to find. Yeah. I mean, there was one time we were playing a song together. It was a Godsmack cover, and the song was just so in the pocket and so energetic. We both had this feeling at the same time of like butterflies going through our body, and we both realized it at the same time. So it's just rare, to have that special kind of chemistry with someone. But I'm, hopeful, and I'll keep an open mind and keep looking.
Was that the last full band that you were in?
Yeah. And they're pretty well known in Dover, and Forrest grew up there, so he was a good musician and a great person. He's always the same person, very tolerant every time you see him, very accepting.
Yeah. Wow. Is there anybody there that do you sit in with any bands there, or do you just do the solo thing these days?
Well, I used to like to go to open mics and stuff, and like that was like my chance to have fun, because as you know, I do a lot of gigging as a solo acoustic one man, and I really like to just get up there and do lead singing and just really elevate to a different. You can just project more when you don't have to worry about playing at the same time. Yeah. And I really get into it, and so, I'm still looking. I'm always looking for a band, that's worth the effort. And, but I do play with these guys in Hampton in the wintertime. They're a laid back bunch. They're not, they wouldn't consider themselves professionals, but I just, I use the opportunity to keep practicing and keep my, craft working and basically just so I don't get rusty.
Right.
But I really enjoy being out front and sharing my energy and emotion, and I really get into it. I really believe in what I sing, and most times if I'm singing a song, it's because I relate to it. And most other people will relate to it too, if that's what it is. But I'm pretty much a mainstream big hits kind of guy. I like the big hooks and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you do anything that's obscure as far as covers? I know some artists will try to do something obscure just to see if people recognize it.
There's a few underground things. I mean, Dispatch is pretty much well known these days. I'm pretty sure they're 3 Berkeley boys that are very well harmonized together. I mean, their voices are just amazing together, and they all take turns switching around the stage, playing bass and drums, and they can all write songs. And But I would say they're one of the bands that I play that not every other person plays.
Sure.
Obviously, Sublime, got to have that. A lot of my inspiration was probably, the Beatles, Sublime, ZZ Top, Alice in Chains, Godsmack, Shinedown. They have local roots. I actually saw them once for free down in Manchester the year that, Simple Man was the song of the summer.
No kidding.
The Sky Show. Tantric. But for really obscure, I don't know. I'd have to see my request list.
Yeah.
It's growing. I mean, I'm up to a couple hundred songs with the acoustic, but between that and bands, I'm probably over 500 somewhere now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I remember looking at the list at the wedding. There were a couple on there. I wasn't sure I knew. So I think you got a couple obscure ones in there probably. But.
Oh well, the Soggy Bottom Boys of the song.
Oh yes, Man of Constant Sorrow. That one I did know, but that's one a lot of people I bet don't know.
Yeah. From Brother We're Out Thou.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a cool song.
That's really cool that you play that.
I try,
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's one thing about me is I'm usually not afraid to try something, but for the most part I try to stick with what I can sell. If I can't do a passable version of it, usually I stay away from it unless I'm trying to unless I'm trying to impress someone or come through for them kind of thing.
Sure. Well, let's play another track, one of your studio tracks. What do you want to play next?
I believe there's one left on there, and it's a song called That Girl's Trouble, and it's actually based off a true story. When I was a young single desperado, there was a girl I was chasing, and the song pretty much tells the story, and thank God for that. I didn't catch her, but I was chasing her, and she got pulled a good song out of me anyways.
All right, so this is That Girl's Trouble from Beezly B Musical here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet and IPM Nation. This is Matt from IPM Nation. Just want to remind everybody, of course, about our sponsors, Central NH Events and Tweak Sound and Mastering. And, of course, we do the show every week at the studio at 50 Canal Street in downtown Laconia. Like I always say, please support your local businesses in addition to local music. Very, very important. And thestudionh.com is the website if you want to check it out online. Funky little gift shop and art gallery. There's always new art on the walls and hey, the holidays are coming fast, so this is definitely a place you want to keep in mind in terms of picking up some cool gifts for somebody. And, of course, we do archive all the shows at ipmnation.com/local outbreak. Oh, and I forgot to mention Sonic Wallpaper, also another sponsor who Ryan LeMay and company, who are doing great things for the community in terms of providing music lessons for people who might not otherwise be able to afford them or have access to them. So very, very cool. They recently moved to Laconia, and we had Ryan on the show maybe 6 weeks ago, so you can check that out. And we are chatting tonight with Brian Gavastis, also known as Beezly B Musical. And where should people go to find you online?
They just want to go to www.reverbnation.com / Brian with a Y, Bryan, Gavastis, all together, no spaces. And the Gavastis is spelled G, O is in Oliver, V is in Victor, O is in Oliver, S is in Sam, T is in Tom, E is in Everest, S is in Sam, Gavastis, which is pretty original. I haven't met another one. So.
Yeah. And we should mention too, of course, obviously, you do you've been doing a lot of gigs and whatnot, and you also do weddings. So if someone wants to hire you for their wedding, do you do any other kind of events too, or? Oh,
sure. I've done sweet 16s, anniversaries. Haven't done a bar mitzvah yet, but I'm still hopeful. Pretty much open to any kind of event that any people have a reason to celebrate.
Yeah.
And if there's no reason at all, I'm fine with that too.
Right. So we'll encourage people to get in touch with you. Absolutely.
I'm definitely affordable too, and I basically just like enjoy entertaining people, and I really like playing, so I'm very affordable. So you always get your money's worth with me.
Excellent. And as we saw at the wedding too, you've got a request list that you give out, and
yeah, I specialize in playing 60s to current rock and roll variety.
Yeah.
From Beatles to what's on the radio today, everything in between. I really try hard to have everything, a song for every generation and genre.
I noticed that. Yeah. I noticed that with your set at Dan's wedding.
Yeah, and then on the back page, I do have some originals because some people really appreciate originals, and that's always nice too. I probably should do a shout out to my family, and my beautiful girlfriend Laura, and also
Oh,
this past week, my brother's oldest son passed away. His name was Joshua Manso, and
sorry to hear that.
At his wake, I gave him a very nice tribute send off, playing Chris Cornell's "Say Hello to Heaven."
Oh, wow.
And
From
that went really well.
What was the name of that
Is it
project?
Temple of the Dog?
Temple of the Dog, yeah, with him, because he sang that with Eddie Vedder.
That must have been
Yeah,
cool.
they split the vocals on that.
No kidding.
On the studio version.
Is that why that sounds so great?
It's such a great song.
I didn't know
yeah.
those guys did a song together. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Makes
That's
sense, though.
That's them, because that was a tribute to that whole album. Temple of the Dog was a tribute to. I can't remember the gentleman's name now.
It must have been one of his. That's what I figured too. Was written to one of his close friends.
Right. Yeah. That's a great. Wow, that was a good choice. That's a great song. Yeah.
And he, when he was still with us, that I did go up and play him a few shows, and he seemed to really get a rise from that song.
Yeah.
And he was very weak too, so that really meant wow, you really liked that.
Yeah.
And he's a big fan of Hailstorm too. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess they're very they're tied in locally. Like I guess they used to do shows up in Milton, like free shows or something.
Yeah.
Not long ago. But he actually got to meet the singer of Hailstorm.
Oh, no kidding.
The girl there, she's got quite a screamer on her.
Yep.
And so I just thought it would be nice to put a shout out to Josh and
Lizzie Hale, I think is her name, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she's really nice, and and that really stuck with him. So it really meant a lot to him.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, what do you want to play to wrap up the show? We got one more track.
Whatever's left on there, my friend.
Let's see. Let me take a look here. It's we've got "Wasting Away" is the one studio track we have that we haven't played yet. So I guess that's it. We'll play that.
Yeah, we'll have to go with that one. And I am trying to get into a studio and just put out whatever original material I have left and try to just get it all together. So
cool. Well, once you've done that, we'll have you back on.
All
Definitely.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds great.
We won't let years go by again before we have you back on. We'll make sure of that. So
I would like to get it in a full band setting too. You know, I definitely.
Oh yeah.
I like my acoustic, but I like to rock hard too. So
yeah. All right. Well, we'll finish with this. So this is "Wasting Away" from Brian Gavastis, better known as Beezly B Musical, here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
IPMNation.com.